Looking back on it now, I can pinpoint the exact moment my life went from reasonably successful smuggler to galactic laughingstock with a dental bill that could buy a moon. But let me start at the beginning, back when I still had all my teeth and significantly more dignity. My name is Kravix, and before you ask, no, I do not want to talk about it. I captain the Rust Wanderer, which sounds impressive until you actually see her. She is a Vorgon-class freight hauler that has seen better centuries held together by spite, duct seals, and whatever prayers the engine crew mutters when they think I am not listening. The hull has more patches than original plating. The life support wheezes like my grandmother after her third smoke stick, and the weapons array works maybe 60% of the time. But she is mine, and she gets the job done. My crew? Well, they're about what you would expect for a mid-tier smuggling operation. There is Ven, my first mate. A Kralox with arms like cargo cables and a brain like a particularly dim bulb. Useful in a fight, useless for literally anything requiring thought. Then we have got Trixta and Gorm, the twin gunners, who are not actually twins but look similar enough that I stopped caring about the difference years ago. And finally Plek, our engineer who talks to the engines more than he talks to actual people. Honestly, I do not blame him. The engines are better conversationalists than Ven. We had been running the outer spinward routes for 3 cycles, picking off small cargo vessels, nothing fancy, easy targets, easier profits. The trick is finding ships that will not fight back, ones that will just hand over their goods and limp away with a story about mean old pirates. Clean, simple, profitable. That is when we picked up the signature. Small vessel, human registry, practically crawling through space at sublight speeds. Now I had heard things about humans. Recent additions to the galactic community from some backwater planet called Dirt, or Earth, or something equally unimpressive. Word around the stations was they were soft, weak, barely held together. Their homeworld had some gravity. Sure, but nothing like a proper heavy worlder. They were just another species of easy marks. I smiled, which in hindsight was my first mistake. We pulled alongside the human vessel and oh, what a sorry sight it was. The thing looked like someone had welded together scrap parts and called it a day. The name stenciled on the side read Lucky Break, which, let me tell you, is not the name you want to see on a cargo hauler. That is the kind of name that screams I have terrible judgment and worse luck. Then handled the docking clamps while I opened a channel. Attention human vessel, this is Captain Kravix of the Rust Wanderer. Cut your engines and prepare to be boarded. Resist, and we will ventilate your hull. Comply and you get to limp home with the story. The response came through crackling and tired. Yeah, I hear you. Airlocks are open. Just make it quick. I have a delivery schedule. I laughed. The absolute nerve of this creature acting inconvenienced by being robbed. Humans, right? No survival instinct whatsoever. We cycled through their airlock, weapons drawn, ready for anything. Except what we found was one human. Just one. Standing in the cargo bay with her arms crossed, looking about as impressed as someone waiting for a delayed shuttle. She was tall for her species, I suppose, though still shorter than me. Brown skin, dark hair pulled back in some kind of functional knot, wearing a jumpsuit that had seen better days. Her face was all angles and annoyance, and she looked at us like we were the inconvenience in her day, not the other way around. Maya Reeves, she said, not even bothering with pleasantries. That is my name in case you need it for your paperwork or whatever it is you people do. The cargo is standard grain shipment, medical supplies and some machine parts. Nothing fancy. Take what you want and get off my ship. I blinked. Ven looked confused. Rixta and Gorm exchanged glances. You seem remarkably calm for someone being robbed, I said, stepping closer. Do you not understand the situation you are in, little human? Oh, I understand perfectly, Maya said, her voice dripping with boredom. You are the 4th pirate crew this month. You all say the same things, make the same threats, take the same stuff. My insurance covers it. I just want to get back on schedule. The audacity. The absolute stunning audacity. Then started chuckling, a deep rumbling sound. She thinks this is routine, Captain. Like paying a toll. Fragile little thing, is she not? Rixta said, poking her rifle toward Maya. Look at those thin arms. Probably snap like twigs. Maya did not even flinch. Just stood there staring at me with these dark eyes that somehow managed to look both bored and irritated at the same time. Something about that look got under my skin. Here I was, a decorated captain with a reputation, and this soft little human was treating me like a mild annoyance. Like I was a bug she could not be bothered to swat. So I did what any self-respecting pirate captain would do when disrespected. I stepped forward and backhanded her across the face. Not hard enough to kill, just enough to remind her who was in charge. Just enough to put her in her place. My crew erupted in laughter. And that, my friends, is when everything went sideways. The pain hit me like a cargo container to the face. Immediate blinding, absolutely not what I was expecting. My hand felt like I had just punched a bulkhead, and my mouth, oh ancestors, my mouth suddenly tasted like copper and regret. I staggered back, clutching my jaw, and that is when I felt it. Smooth where there should have been edges. Gaps where there should have been teeth. I probed with my tongue, stupidly, desperately, hoping I was wrong. I was not wrong. 3 teeth. 3 of my front teeth were just gone. Not chipped, not cracked, gone. And another 2 were hanging on by sheer stubbornness, loose and screaming pain signals to my brain. What? I mumbled, because speaking clearly was suddenly very difficult. What the? I looked at my hand. Knuckles already swelling purple. Then I looked at Maya. She had not moved, had not even stumbled. There was a slight red mark on her cheek. Sure, but she was just standing there, completely unfazed, with this expression that I can only describe as mildly annoyed customer service representative. "Are you done?" she asked, her voice flat. My crew's laughter died like someone had cut the power. Van's chuckle turned into a confused grunt. Rixta lowered her weapon slightly, staring. Gorham's mandibles hung open. "Boss?" Van said slowly. "Boss, you are bleeding." I spat. And yes, there they were. 3 beautiful, expensive teeth, now sitting in a small puddle of my own blood on this human's cargo bay floor. I stared at them. They stared back, mocking me. I do not. I started, then stopped, because forming words hurt and also because I had no idea what to say. How? Maya sighed, the kind of sigh that suggested this was not the first time she had dealt with this exact situation. "Let me guess. You thought humans were soft, right? Fragile? Easy targets?" I just stared at her, cradling my jaw, trying to process what had just happened. I had hit her. I knew I had hit her. I felt the impact, but it was like slapping a steel plate, and now I was the one bleeding, and she was just standing there like nothing had happened. "Captain," Rixta said, her voice uncertain now. "Captain. What? What is happening?" "I hit her," I said, the words coming out mushy and wet. "I hit the human." "Yes, you did," Maya confirmed, crossing her arms again. "Not very hard. Honestly, I have had worse from turbulence." Then took a step back. I saw his hand move toward his weapon, not threatening Maya, but in that nervous way people do when they suddenly realize they have made a terrible miscalculation. My brain was trying to work through the math, the physics of what had just occurred. I am Thesaurian. We are not a weak species. I have decent bone density, reasonable strength. I have been in fights before. I have hit people before. This should not have happened, but there was the evidence, quite literally on the floor. My teeth. My broken, ejected teeth. "This is not possible," I said, more to myself than anyone else. "Clearly it is," Maya replied. She tilted her head slightly, examining me like I was a particularly slow student. "You want to try again, or are we moving on to the part where you take your stuff and leave?" Panic was starting to set in now, cutting through the pain. Because if hitting her had done this to me, what exactly could she do if she decided to hit back? What kind of species had we just tried to rob? Maya uncrossed her arms and rolled her shoulders, like she was working out a kink from sitting too long. The movement was casual, utterly relaxed, but every single one of us tensed up like she had just drawn a weapon. "Okay, look," she said, her tone shifting into something that sounded disturbingly like a teacher addressing particularly stupid children. "I am going to explain this once because I am tired of replacing teeth for pirates who do not do their research. You are Thesaurian, right?" I nodded, still holding my jaw, still tasting blood. "Thesaurian homeworld. What is the gravity?" "0.7 standard? 0.8, I mumbled. "Right, 0.8. And you?" She gestured to Ven. "Kralox. Your planet is what, 0.6? Ven just stared at her, his usual confidence completely evaporated. "Thought so," Maya continued. "Rixta, Gorm, you two are Phoenix, desert worlders. Your gravity is barely 0.5. And your engineer back there, I am guessing Skrill. Point 4 at best. Plek made a small squeaking noise from the doorway. Maya had not even looked at him. How did she know? Earth, Maya said, and something in her voice changed. Got heavier. Our gravity is 1.0 standard. Has been for about 4 billion years. Do you understand what that means? I did not, but I had a sinking feeling I was about to find out. It means every single day of our lives, from the moment we are born to the moment we die, we are fighting against a force that is trying to crush us into the ground. Every step we take, we are lifting our entire body weight against that pull. Every bone, every muscle, every ligament in our bodies has been shaped by millions of years of evolution in a gravity well that would make most of you collapse. She took a step forward. We all took a step back. Human bones are not like yours, Captain. Our skeletal structure is built to withstand constant compression. Our bone density is roughly twice that of most species in the galactic community. Our skull specifically, she tapped her cheek where I had hit her, right where there should have been a bruise, a cut, something, is designed to protect our brain from impacts, because on Earth, falling down wrong can kill you. That is, Gorm started, then trailed off. Insane? Maya offered. Yeah, we get that a lot. Your planet, Phoenix Prime. What happens if you fall from standing height? You get up, Gorm said uncertainly. Right. You get up. Maybe dust yourself off. On Earth, if a human falls from standing height onto a hard surface and hits their head wrong, they can die. Skull fractures, brain hemorrhaging, death. So our species developed really thick skulls, dense bones, redundant systems. I was starting to feel lightheaded, and not just from the blood loss. Our muscles, Maya continued, apparently on a roll now, are designed to move our heavy bodies through heavy gravity every single day. What feels like normal movement to us would be, well, you are starting to figure it out, are you not? Ben had backed all the way to the airlock. Rixta and Gorm were pressed against a cargo container. Plek had disappeared entirely, probably back to our ship. So, when you, Captain Kravix of the Rust Wanderer, decided to slap me with your 0.8 gravity bones and your 0.8 gravity muscle density, you essentially hit a wall. A soft, fleshy, annoyed wall that has dealt with way worse just from tripping on stairs. This cannot be standard for all humans, I said desperately. You must be modified, enhanced, military. Maya laughed. Actually laughed. I am a freight hauler. I sit in a chair for 16 hours a day eating reheated meals and listening to audiobooks. I have not worked out in 3 months. I am probably the least physically impressive human you could have picked. Oh no. Oh no. So, Maya said pleasantly, are we done here? I should have said yes. I should have taken my broken teeth, my shattered dignity and left. Cut my losses, learned my lesson, lived to smuggle another day. But I am an idiot. You think I started trying to sound authoritative despite the lisp in the blood, that I am going to let one human dictate terms to me? On your own ship? Ven, Rixta, Dorm, weapons up. We are still taking the cargo. It was a desperate play, a stupid play. But I was the captain and I had a reputation to maintain. And surely we had the numbers advantage. Maya's expression did not change. She just sighed again. That same tired customer service sigh. Right. Okay. Did not want to do this, but fine. She walked over to one of the cargo containers. Standard shipping container, reinforced Durasteel, weighs about 400 kilos empty. I know, because I have stolen enough of them. Maya grabbed the handle with one hand. Wait, Ben said. She lifted it. Not dragged, not pushed, lifted, one-handed. The container came off the ground like it was made of foam, held at shoulder height, her arm not even shaking. Sweet merciful ancestors, Rixta whispered. This one is empty, Maya said, conversationally, like she was discussing the weather. Only weighs about 400 kilos. On Earth, I used to move these around docks for my first job. Granted, I used both hands back then and a gravity dolly, but you get used to the weight distribution. She set it down. It hit the deck with a massive clang that rattled my already aching teeth. Now, she continued, you have weapons. Sure, you could probably shoot me, might even kill me, though human skin is tougher than you think and our pain tolerance is, well, ask anyone who has seen human entertainment. We watch people get hurt for fun. Gorm's rifle was shaking, actually shaking in his hands. But here is the thing, Maya took a step toward us. You are in my cargo bay. On my ship. And I am very, very tired. I have been flying for 16 hours straight. I have a headache. My coffee maker broke this morning. And I just watched another pirate captain who did not do his homework try to hit me. Another step. We were all backing toward the airlock now. So here is what is going to happen. You are going to leave. You are going to get back on your trash barge of a ship. You are going to leave my cargo exactly where it is. And you are going to tell every other two-bit smuggler in this sector that human ships are off limits. Now wait, just I started. Maya moved. Fast. Faster than something her size should move. She was suddenly right in front of me and I could smell the coffee on her breath. Could see the absolute doneness in her eyes. Am I being unclear? She asked quietly. No, I squeaked. Very clear. Crystal clear. We are leaving. Good. Ven was already through the airlock. Rexta and Gorm were scrambling after him. I backed away, keeping my eyes on Maya, terrified that looking away would trigger some kind of predator response. Captain Kravix, Maya called as I reached the airlock. I froze. Yes? Get those teeth fixed. You look ridiculous. The airlock door slammed shut between us. I have never seen my crew move faster. Ven was already at the helm before I even cleared the docking tube. Rixta and Gorm were releasing clamps with shaking hands. Plek was in the engine room screaming something about maximum thrust. Go, 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 I shouted, which came out more like go, go, oh, because missing teeth really affect your pronunciation. Not my most commanding moment. The Rust Wanderer lurched away from the lucky break with all the grace of a drunk Vorgan at a station bar. I did not care. I just wanted distance. Lots of distance. Preferably several star systems of distance. Hyperspace now, I ordered. Engines are not warm yet, Captain. Plek called back. I do not care if we have to strap fireworks to the hull. Get us out of here. Through the viewport I could see the lucky break just sitting there. Not pursuing. Not even powering weapons. Maya probably went back to her coffee and her audiobooks, completely unbothered by the fact that she had just terrorized 5 armed pirates using nothing but bone density and attitude. My jaw was swelling now. Properly swelling. I could feel it puffing up like some kind of terrible balloon. The pain had gone from sharp and immediate to a deep throbbing ache that pulsed with every heartbeat. Medical bay, I mumbled, stumbling toward the door. Captain, Ven said quietly. He was not looking at me. None of them were. What just happened? We made a mistake, I said. A really, really big mistake. She lifted a cargo container, Rixta said, her voice hollow. With one hand. Their bones are twice as dense as ours, Gorm added. Their planet is trying to kill them every second of every day, I continued, because apparently we were all processing our trauma out loud now. And they just live there. They evolved there. They think that is normal. The hyperspace engines finally whined to life. The stars stretched. We jumped. Only then did I let myself slump against the wall. New rule, I announced to my crew. Human ships are off limits. Permanently. I do not care if they are hauling bars of platinum and waving a sign that says free money. We do not touch them. We do not board them. We do not even look at them too long. Agreed, Ven said immediately. Second, from Rixta. I am adding it to the ship charter, Gorm added. I made my way to the medical bay, leaving a small trail of blood droplets behind me. In the reflective surface of a wall panel, I caught a glimpse of my face. Swollen, bloody, missing teeth, and wearing an expression of absolute defeat. Somewhere out there Maya Reeves was probably making her delivery on time, completely unfazed. And I was headed to medical to explain to our autodoc why I needed emergency dental reconstruction. Humans. Terrifying, casual, coffee-drinking humans. We never should have left our own sector. The autodoc does not judge. That is what the manual says. It is programmed to repair damage without asking questions or making commentary on how you acquired your injuries. I am pretty sure ours was judging me. Severe dental trauma, it announced in its cheerful synthetic voice. 3 teeth missing. 2 severely loosened, significant jaw bruising, moderate hand contusion. Cause of injury. I punched a wall, I muttered. Incorrect. Injury pattern suggests striking a dense rounded surface. Possibly a skull. I hate autodocs. The reconstruction took 4 hours. 4 hours of drilling, grafting, synthetic bone integration, and listening to the autodoc helpfully inform me that I should avoid striking dense surfaces with my face in the future. Revolutionary advice. Truly, By the time I stumbled out of medical, word had already spread. Van, bless his dim little brain, had called ahead to our usual fence. Who told his contacts? Who told their contacts? The story was making rounds through the smuggler networks faster than a court scandal. Kravik's lost teeth to a human freighter captain. Single human. Cargo hauler. She did not even try. My comm was buzzing with messages. Some were genuine concern. Most were laughter. A few were thank you notes, because apparently I had just done the entire pirate community a service by being a cautionary tale. One message stood out, from Druvik, an old rival who ran the Corwood routes. Heard about your human problem. Good to know. Updating target lists accordingly. Thanks for the field research, idiot. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to throw the comm across the room, but he was right. I was an idiot. 3 cycles ago, humans were an afterthought. New species barely worth noticing. Now they were the nightmare story pirates told each other in station bars. Do not mess with the humans. They are built wrong. Their planet hates them. They are so used to suffering they do not even notice pain anymore. I looked at my reflection in the polished metal of my cabin wall. New teeth. Shiny and synthetic. A reminder of the day I learned that evolution is terrifying and gravity is cruel. Somewhere out there, Maya Reeves is hauling cargo, drinking terrible coffee and not thinking about me at all. And honestly, that is the most terrifying part.